deep man out of the eye. And it is first man, Capoletti. And he is just shy of the 35-yard line with Matt Blair making the tackle. It'll be McCutcheon. And McCutcheon has a first down to the 45, to midfield, to the 40-yard line. And out of bounds, he is finally brought down at the last minute by Alan Page.
Good in pursuit, good speed in the whole deal. Good blocking on the outside. Greg Horton throwing a nice block. McCutcheon, the rest of it just is. The second leading back this year in National Football Conference in rushing.
The slot left. It's the second man, McCutcheon, and he's inside the 35-yard line. Somehow, Blair and Page team up to bring him down. The start of the ball game. John Capoletti trying to find a block. Nowhere to go. Rick Saul had pulled to lead the way, but he couldn't make much of a cut in that swamp. And it'll be McCutcheon who'll get muddied again. And he gets just about to the 30, but he still has a ways to go. Jeff Seaman making the tackle. 4th and 1 from the 31. Hayden to McCutcheon, and he is belted. And from this angle, it would not appear he made it. Page and Mullaney teaming up. This year. Last year, they had 45, so they slacked off a little bit. Bob Lee, looking to release, goes down the left side, and it's complete to Ahmad Rashad for the first down to the 41-yard line. Rashad, who led the NFC with 51 passes this year. Rashad left and wide right, so they haven't changed that formation at all. Lee going to try it again. Goes deep down the left side. Rashad makes a great catch. He beat Monty Jackson, and Nolan Cromwell, the free safety, had to come over and knock him out of bounds. Big play for Minnesota. Miller behind Bob Lee. And it'll be Bob Miller going around the outside, head on by Dave Elmendorf, who brought him down, and then the other Rams came along to make sure. Robert Miller playing for Brent McClanahan. Miller, 5'11", 204-pounder out of Kansas. 7. And Lee going to throw wide to Bob Miller, and he's got him, and he's at the 20-yard line, and he'll pick up another first down. And Monty Jackson, and they're going after Monty. 3rd and 4 from the 14-yard line. Lee looking right and releasing to Robert Miller, and he fumbles the ball. It will be recovered by the Vikings. The Vikings recovered the ball on the 6-yard line. We'll see who came across to make it. It was Sammy White who fell on the fumble, number 85, to save the moment after Robert Miller let that wet hog get away.
Just came out altogether.
And it'll be Chuck Foreman, and he's going to go in. Touchdown.
Well, would you ever?
In the first quarter, it is Minnesota 7 and Los Angeles nothing. Lee almost slipped and fell, regained his balance, and down he goes with Cody Jones and Larry Brooks right there. And he's down at about his 17-yard line. Deep, Manfred Moore, and hold everything. The Rams are indicating it is against Minnesota.
That's wrong, and you know it. Defense encroachment. First down.
So Alan Page, 11 years in the league, embarrassed, and you don't embarrass him very often, but it's a big play. And Page caught with a hand in the cookie jar, and the Rams take over. First, Lawrence McCutcheon, following Tom Mack, gets across the 35-yard line. Horton, Mack, and Capoletti. Both backs have released, and the pass goes to the tight end, Terry Nelson, at the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and is wrestled out by Matt Blair. And that will be the first down, and Saul Jackson. Play action fake to McCutcheon. And they build up a screen to Terry Nelson. John Williams blocking in front of him, and he's caught from behind, gets away from Alan Page, and goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Page had him back on the 12. Hayden looking left. Now back down in the middle. No good, and intercepted instead by Nate Allen, who came out of nowhere to A moment in time for Nate Allen as he picks off the pass from Pat Hayden. Claybo gets it away, and fielding it is Billy Waddy. He ran by Grayhawk, but he's upended once he got across the 45. So Hayden takes over on the Viking 45, first and 10, hands to McCutcheon. And he's across the 40. Jackson. Here comes McCutcheon. There goes McCutcheon to the 20-yard line. And on his back, Matt Blair and Jeff Wright. 15 seconds left to the half. 7-0 Minnesota. Play-action fake end around to Terry Nelson, the tight end. He's to the 25 and he got back to the line of scrimmage. So they tried the end around with Terry Nelson. Fred McNeil wasn't fooled at all in the line of wing on the left side. Rod Phillips all alone in the backfield, and Hayden going to put it up. And he goes to his big tight end, and Nate Allen is right there to wrestle him to the ground after Terry Nelson made the reception. This range, as you see. Sepien gets it up and missed it to the right. And Raphael missed 2 field goals against Washington that would have tied, and he was probably thinking about that all week long. Huh, Hawk?
Take a look at it. It's been affecting the punters and place kickers, the slippery turf wheel. Didn't even come close with it. Hit it very poorly.
Leading 7-0, playing with house money right now, so he lets the sands run out. So the Minnesota Vikings have a big touchdown in the mud and rain of Los Angeles, thanks to a 5-yard burst by Chuck Foreman. And that tells it at halftime. Vikings 7, Rams nada. Back from McCutcheon and Capoletti, back of Hayden. Capoletti with McCutcheon putting a block on McNeil, but as he's doing that, Jim Marshall came over and knocked him down. Jim Marshall, number 70. What a story. He's had 18 years in this league since he came out of Ohio State, and at 39 going on 40, he has announced he will play next year. Both backs release. And Hayden is going to go down, and the man who applied the heat was Alan Page, and then for good measure, White came along to hammer him. James kicking out of his end zone. And Moore will get his face wet as he looks up in the rain at his own 42. Jackie Wallace brings him down just shy of the 40-yard line. On the Ram 41. Robert Miller got out across the 35-yard line. Dave Elmendorf and Jack Reynolds. 3rd and 2 from the 32. And it's Robert Miller climbing over people for the first down. And in motion, Robert Miller and Chuck Foreman over the right side and across the 20-yard line, and he might have made the first down. Depends on where they mark it. He's picked it up. Foreman doing it almost on his own. Marvelous.
I'm telling you, the guy just seems to find the open holes, and he makes the most out of it.
White. Robert Miller with Sammy Johnson in there to spell Foreman. Johnson leading a block for him. On the Ram 12-yard line, White in a slot left inside Rashad. In motion goes Robert Miller. Down to just shy of the 1-yard line.
Overcome with that field condition.
2nd and goal from the 1. Sammy Johnson, he's in there. Sammy Johnson scoring. The big guy, 6'1", 226 out of North Carolina. But what is more important, the Vikings have picked up some more points. Is beat. He has Jodat and Cullen Bryant. And Minnesota recovers that squibber. And so the Vikings, who are just taking all kinds of pages, try the onside kick, and they get away with it. The Rams were not looking for it. That was Rick Nuzum, who had a shot at the ball, couldn't hold it, and the Vikings recovered. Chuck Foreman across midfield, still didn't get across the 45-yard line of Los Angeles. Tacklers just slipping off him.
That last season is going to be the Super Bowl. That's another dimension altogether.
3rd and 8 out of the 43-yard line. Inside the 40 go the Vikes. 10 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the ball game. And so on a 4th down and 3, the Vikings will give up the ball. The Rams will have Billy Waddy, Cullen Bryant, and Dwight Scales going back. Jim Jodat is now in there with McCutcheon. The word on Capoletti, he just bone weary. And the pass is broken up. Big Jim Marshall got those hands up. Cullen Bryant is all alone on the Ram 30. 2:42 left in the game. Thomas came in but couldn't get it. And Bryant at the 35, 40, 45. Cross midfield and down he goes. The challenge of the sexes comes back for its 3rd year. 1st and 10 from the Viking 46. Hayden over the middle to McCutcheon at the 40 to the 35, and Hilgenberg wraps him up at the 35 and brings him down. Then with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, Hayden with both backs out lobs it to Rod Phillips. He's to the 30, and Hilgenberg hits him and brings him down. And we're coming to the 2-minute warning, and there it is. Hayden looked to McCutcheon, didn't have him open, and he takes off to the 15, and he'll go out of bounds at the 15-yard line to pick up the 1st down. Hayden again looking right and going deep, and it is caught by Terry Nelson. And again, he is on the field, so the clock keeps running. Terry Nelson, the only successful Ram receiver today. The tight end gets it to a 1st and goal. Hayden on a quick out to Harold Jackson. Touchdown. Bobby Bryant defending. Though it is 14-6 with 56 seconds left.
And hope springs eternal.
And here comes the Ram onside attempt by Septien. It is fumbled. Now let's see. The crowd thinks that the Rams recovered. We'll wait for the officials. Yes, the Rams recovered.
Yes, sir.
Let's take another look. Pull it out and get even in the waning seconds. And he's going to hold it. And gets across the 45-yard line and slip.
They have no timeouts left.
The Rams without timeouts, they're counting. Hayden going to throw outside to Harold Jackson. Did he get out of bounds? McCutcheon and Phillips. Hayden trying to set up and dumping it up. No good. It was intended for Terry Nelson. He's the guy to look for. But he has only 27 seconds to do it and no timeouts remaining. Hayden to Phillips. He's got a 1st down. But what are they going to do now on the 30-yard line? 20 seconds. Harold Jackson wide left. Nelson the tight end on the right side. And here it is for a trip to Dallas. Hayden going for broke in the end zone. Intercepted by Minnesota. The tackle by Charles Young. I want to double check as the gun goes off. Make sure who it is getting up because he is covered.
They want to use it?
You think it'll help?
Obviously, Nick Buonaconti was not ready. He's still not sure who he is. Let's go back to Nick now. Nick?
Today's win over the Los Angeles Rams, Alan Page and Jim Marshall. Alan, it seems to me that today you were going after those officials pretty good.
Well, I'd like to say 2 things. One, and first of all, is that the way our offense played today and the way our defense played together as a team, I'm really proud to be a part of this team. And second of all, in spite of the officials who refused to call holding, Jim's jersey was kind of ripped. Yeah. As you can see, mine has been ripped. They ripped 2 or 3 jerseys off of me, 2 or 3 off of Jim.
Is that why you?
And they wouldn't call a holding penalty.
Is that why you were complaining on the sidelines with Coach Grant?
We complained to the officials, to the coaches, to everybody, and it seems that nobody really cares. Nobody listens. The officials, if they don't want to call it, they're not going to call it, and they didn't want to call it today.
Jim, are you going to play for your 19th year next year?
I certainly hope so. Barring any serious injuries next week, unless I get really crippled, I'm going to be back for my 19th year.
Thank you, Jim. Back to Brent Musburger in New York.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Lens condensation in Los Angeles because of all the rain, but that kind of added to that Minnesota triumph. Then little eerie look around Carl Eller and Alan Page. And the